First we have, which I think is the first one, Sugarloaf Mountain Ski Club life membership for both you and your wife. And it was very interesting that we expect you around here because it says 1996 to 2096. And then we have, from our Ski Museum of Maine, a picture of Sugarloaf as it was with the first trail cut and one as it is today.
I knew sometime earn your keep. It has been my life, and I can tell you a lot of stories about John Christie, and that Stratton story is not right. One of the stories I thought he was going to tell was talking about the safety and whatnot of the mountain, and he pretty near cut my head off one day, drinking out of a spring on sloughs, and put his saw down, and the saw, I was drinking water. You remember this, John?
I do.
Yeah. Well, you should. And the saw jumped and went over my head, and it was luckily I was drinking water at the time, or I wouldn't be here talking tonight. Sugarloaf has been my life, and I really appreciate all the friends and the people in the ski industry that has been good to me. I look at the ski club as the early start of my patrolling. If it hadn't been for the ski club, I might not have been the director of the Sugarloaf Ski Patrol. It was back in the days when, in late '48 or so, when the Maine Ski Council was still flourishing within the state of Maine, and Amos got up a group of people, ski club people, went to Augusta, and I was a young kid and went to that meeting. And then we came back, and we knew Sugarloaf was always here, but we didn't develop it mainly because it was so far away from the road, and Bigelow was skiing over there anyway, and thought, well, we're over there, let's develop the site of Bigelow. Well, what happened is, as the story goes on, was the ski club, some of the members went over there and started skiing, and then they started talking about cutting the flowage of Flagstaff Lake and flooded our road out. So we came to Sugarloaf. And I really appreciate the picture of one trail, because that's a great meaning to me. I can, the thing at Bigelow that really, as a kid walking in there, they were skiing there before I got out of high school. And the thing that I feared the most, of course Amos would close the store at 9 o'clock at night, and there'd only be like 5 or 6 of us, and we'd go over to North New Portland, my famous route down 16, that great road, and go up across Lexington Flat, going about 90 miles an hour as Amos drove, and we'd pull in there and get into camp about 11 o'clock at night. The fear I had as a kid was that there would be a bobcat up on a goddamn limb when I was trailblazing along. It would jump on top of my back, and that was the worst fear, rather than fearing Amos going off the road somewhere. But as I said, Sugarloaf's been good to me. I think Amos was probably the toughest manager I ever worked for. I've already been asked next year. I was wondering what the hell I was going to do during the winter, you know. It's a long time up here sometimes, these long, lonely winters, you know. And Carol, you know, she hates the cold weather, and I can't blame her there. But I love it, and I always like to ski, and I like the cold weather. And so, anyway, I've been approached by the Pine Tree Medical Association to work down there maybe 3 days a week. And if I can pull that off and have it like on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which they may need me the most, why then it'll work out well with the patrol, because I can keep in touch with what's going on in the mountain, and that would be great. But I want to thank you very much for this evening. Thank you.